Hey guys, now we have a really nice support, cozy support hero. You can just stay in the back, do your stuff. I like playing Treant when I'm kinda tired. I don't feel like I have to be that much on the guard and stuff. Maybe not the same for other people, but it's like time when I like preferring playing the tree. The build is... he can have a lot of pretty interesting builds actually. His ult is big AoE, catches everybody roots, it's like a stun. Whenever you see stuff like this, you can always think about Refresher, but that comes later on. But yeah, because Trent is kind of the hero, his ult catches you kind of like Enigmas. Even if you have Black King on, you still get rooted. So the same way Enigma catches you in Black Hole, even if you have Black King on activated, Trent also catches you in his roots, same way. So pretty much nothing saves you against Overgrowth. You'll have to dispel it, maybe use like Manta style or what's the other one, Aeon Disc. I mean, those can get you out, sure, but pretty much the main target that you catch, even with the Black King, they're either not gonna have Manta or they're not gonna know what to do, or they're pretty much gonna be stuck there for the duration of this. But yeah, I mean, there is ways, but usually it's much effective to do it anyways, no matter what. So to start him off with the boots, sometimes I like to get him a Soul Ring, because Living Armor is a pretty spammable spell. It's amazing for support. It can be cast across the whole map. So no matter where you are on the, let's say on the left side, there's somebody on the right side, or you're in the base and somebody's in enemy base, you can just cast this across the whole map. It's like Zeus' ulti, you can hit anybody if you want to cast it, so it's just on friendly targets, of course. And as you're playing support, of course, always max this on the lane. You can decide with this, but why not max the Leech Seed as well? Maybe just get to one level into Grasp, to just have like a slow effect. But if you're supporting, it can be a great support hero with maxing these. First being Living Armor, of course. It also gets buffed here, so it's great to start. Trent becomes really powerful with this. So a couple of items. I like getting Locket. It's a free heal. 0 mana, immediate cast, no delays. Goes well with Living Armor, goes well with Lich Seed, goes well with the whole team, right? It's kind of no-brainer. It's also made out of pieces that you will take when you're lane anyways, like Stick, and gives you extra mana. So pretty great item. Second one, people like getting Meteor Hammer. It can be like I would say it's 50-50 for Trent. It can be great, but it can also be not that useful. You would just walk like among the trees, you will hide, cast this, hit enemy, hit the wave, hit the towers. You can do that. In a fight though, people also like to make like the point that you're gonna cast your ult and then start casting this. That might be the case, but then also you might be needing, like, you might be busy casting some other stuff, maybe like Living Armor, Leech. You got like 3 other spells that you can cast. Plus, let's say you have a Holy Locket. So it depends. I would say this is a 50-50 item, but for support it's better to go maybe some more, like much more clear stuff that makes more sense for your team at least. So Force Staff is another great option. You can push yourself out, help anybody out as well. Maybe you cast Living Armor, push them out. They're kinda, you kinda save them, they generate some health. They can go back to fight again. There's always value in Force Staff and Trent. You can also make something for yourself like Aeon Disc, because it's one of those heroes that it's really bad if they catch you and you die before even casting this ever. It's a huge value that you don't want to miss. Also, maybe you just wanna make him spend some stuff on you and get a like a dispel and run away as well. Like Aeon Disc always goes well with Force Staff. Maybe you can just bait some spells out, some ults or some hexes disables, you get dispelled, you push yourself out. That's why I like also playing Blink. Blink is pretty much kind of the way where you guarantee your guaranteed to get the max value of overgrowth. If you don't have blink, you have to manually walk into the fight. Maybe you can hide in the trees, but trees are not really that convenient at all times, and any damage just makes you let's say you have a shard, any damage prevents you from being invisible, right? Even with a shard. So if a fight is happening and that they're kind of close together a bit, if you can blink in and just do your ult, and then they're tired, right? And then you can do grasp, that also does AoE leap seed on somebody. It's a much more guaranteed value that this is always go great, instead of thinking like, will I be able to get where I need? Will I catch everybody? What if the main target gets away, doesn't get rooted? But yeah, I always get blink at some point for Treant. I think it's pretty, actually I think it's pretty much a must-have to be able to just maneuver with ult and other stuff. So yeah, if they're really onto you, for example, just want to really kill you fast, or maybe there's a right clicker but maybe not so many aggressive spells, or at least damaging spells, you can also get Ghost Scepter, pop it and just walk away, or buy yourself some time. Maybe this is off cooldown, then maybe you can push away, maybe you can blink away. If they can hit you, this is 3 seconds, this is 4 seconds, so 1 second really you can just blink away, you can save your life pretty much. Scepter is also always there if you just want to go around and ward the whole map. Scepter just places eyes on every tree. You can ward literally the whole map and play like your team has the map hacks. So there's always option for Scepter. I usually wait a lot for this, or don't even make it. I don't think it's that great value. You'll be having wards out anyways. So yeah, Scepter is also 50-50 for me. I don't know, sometimes I do, sometimes don't. Most of the times actually I don't make it. There's always Solar Crest, another great support item, right? Gives anybody armor, even more armor with living armor, heal. So heal with this. Solar Crest is always a nice item that you can think about getting. There's some later on stuff that you can get. There's always the refresher, right? If you wanna, like I said, having a blink, having a refresher, having this big of an ult that roots enemies even with blacking, yeah, it can be dispelled, but kind of you're blinking in, doing one root, your whole team jumps in, they can also keep them under control, prevent them, if there's like stuns and hexes, prevent them from really getting out. And once this is just about to expire, you can just reload and do another one. So some people may be able to get away with some type of dispel, but most of the targets I'll still get stuck. You still get a huge advantage of maybe 5v3, 5v2, and then at least you'll get some pushing done. Maybe you get some barracks down or towers, whatever. It's gonna do the objective. But yeah, again, it's a lot of gold. You don't really go around farming with Treant. You're trying to support. You're not trying to steal money from your cores. You're not supposed to take the camps. Any camps, not even enemy camps. You got your offlaner, your mid, and your carry farming. So when they spread out the whole map, they're gonna need that money. So it can be tricky to get this. It's also a lot of mana. If you get it early, you won't even have mana to cast all of this. So later in the game, especially gets great if you can find Philosopher's Stone as the neutral. If you can find Philosopher with Treant, or I mean with any support that kind of wants to make this, that is the best neutral you can get. So try to snatch the Philosopher's Stone, always be lookout on that one. It also passively gives you mana. A lot of people just never get it because they want either stats on their support or any other stuff, but Philosopher's Stone is the best one because you're not touching any camps, you're letting your cores farm, and this is a big passive income, like boosted for you, and also mana. So yeah, there's that. There's always stuff like Yule Scepter, right? Maybe there's nobody that can really deal with. Maybe there's a troll, maybe there's a legion, maybe there's Pudge. It immediately interrupts him. So always a great idea to get this if it's needed. As well as Lotus Orb, another great item. Yeah, like any of the, you just have to see just take a look at the enemy team, see what the biggest problem is. The biggest problem that you can't stop your right click. Maybe just get the scepter and the force staff, so you can interrupt them. And if they got, let's say, black inks and you can't really use this, then force staff to push your allies out of the range of attack. But yeah, the black ink is gonna expire eventually, so it's always gonna get value. You can also save yourself, lift yourself up. It also casts removes the debuffs. Maybe there's like silencer, combos you with a second and third spell. You can just lift yourself up and remove those. So great against silencer especially. Then he's just stuck with auto attacking you with above the first spell. That also works. And yeah, that's pretty much it for those. I would almost always get a shard. It's pretty nice to move around being invisible. Also gives you like a mini stun when you hit somebody while being invisible. The only problem is to become invisible again, you can't just stand near the tree. It needs to pass 3 seconds if you get hit. So that's the downside of this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just level him up a bit. So talent trees, you're playing support, right? You're getting the living armor heal. Goes great with your basic spell and the leech seed. Goes great with the holy locket. Second one I would get. Second one is whatever actually. It's not really helping that much with supporting. Natural grasp is fine, but they need to stay in this. If they're not staying this, or just easily skip this, or you're not good with hitting people with this or predicting where they're gonna move, just take the right one. It's slow, so they're gonna be much more slower. It's gonna give much more value out of this. So maybe it's safer to take the right one. But yeah, you can decide. Third one I would. But the third one is interesting. Actually, both are really nice support upgrades. Living armor one is, the upside of this is you're always able to cast this, and it's already buffed. So you don't need to be near anybody to cast this. You need to be very close to the enemy to get leech seed going on, because it's a really low range, right? So unless you're there in the fight, unless you can cast this, unless you can do all of the ticks per second, you lost all the value. This is always value no matter what. You can cast this on anybody from your team. Yeah, it also becomes AoE. I forgot. It also becomes AoE on the last one. So I would really just put everything into living armor and do that. So the last one, of course, AoE living armor buffs everybody, buffs the whole wave. If you have a wave pushing, so maybe there's 5 mobs, the catapult, maybe there's 5 of you. Catch everybody, buff everybody with living armor, make a huge push. Works especially great if there's Nature's Prophet. Maybe he got his own trees going, so you buff those even. Yeah, you can just destroy buildings with these, with that. Right one is also an option. Becomes much better if you have a refresher. But without refresher, it's pretty much nothing. It doesn't mean anything. This is more of a utility than a damage dealing ability. And then maybe you even get to live until level 30, and then you get this. You'll be getting your refresher, and then yeah, then it makes much more sense. And I think that's it for the Treant. There's also option to get mechanism. Some people are getting mechanism and then getting the guardian greaves. Also, other stuff that I forgot to mention, the what's it called? Drums also work, and then drums into boots of bearing. You can go that way. It's also a nice boost. This costs a lot for the recipe to make though, but it kind of saves you a slot in the inventory. So yeah, you can decide. These work, guardian greaves work, basic boots also work. Depends what you want to get. But yeah, that's it. And I see you guys on the next one.